Okay, so this is the xa'isla Handbook, Part 8. And in this video, we're going to look at what we call rounded velar sounds. So rounded velar sounds are similar to the previous group of sounds, but they are followed by a small raised W, and they include a regular W and the glottalized W instead of a regular Y and a glottalized Y. So they're essentially the same group of letters, except we have W and glottalized W and not Y and glottalized Y. So as you can see, in the previous video I mentioned the velum, which is back here. This is your hard palate, this is your soft palate. So that's where these sounds are generated from. So we have some examples. First we have a rounded G. It sounds like gua, and the word is guaso, which means pig, which also comes from Chinook jargon. That's an interesting fact. In Chinook jargon, the word pig is kosho. So that was changed to fit the xa'isla sound system to guaso, from kosho in Chinook jargon. The next one is the rounded K, regular rounded K. And I should point out there's a typo here. This N should have an apostrophe on top. So it should be a glottalized N instead of a regular N. And this word is pronounced quatnalas, which is the xa'isla word for yellow cedar. Next we have the ejective rounded K, and the word is xa'isla, and that means to sit down. I think it's important to note that this means specifically to sit down inside or indoors. This eith means indoors. So qua'eith means to sit down indoors. And this is just basically a description of sitting down indoors. If you were to say to someone to sit down, you would say qua'eith. That would be the command form. You would add the letter C to the end of this, and that would basically mean you. So qua'eith means you sit down. Next up is a rounded X, and it sounds like huilta, and that means fire or to burn. Then we have a rounded, we have a regular W, just sounds like the W in English. And the example we have here is xa'isla. That means let's, and then there's a kind of a blank there. So you have to fill it in with something. So if you say xa'isla xa'isla kiala, that means let's speak xa'isla. Or xa'isla hana, let's sing. Xa'isla hamsa, let's eat. So those are some examples that you might hear using the word xa'isla. It means let's, and then do whatever is added to the end of it. And last we have the glottalized W. The word is xa'isla. So you notice I'm saying we, and then I'm closing off my glottis, the opening of my vocal cords very briefly, and then xa'isla. And that means parents. So I do have a paragraph here that provides more information. These are called rounded sounds because you are rounding your lips while you are making them. So the reason a small raised W is used instead of a regular sized W is because it's part of the sound that's in front of it. So basically what's happening here is so for the rounded X, it sounds like hua, hua, because it's almost like you're whistling, but you're not making any noise. You're doing the same thing with your lips and you're blowing air out, kind of like that. So basically what you're doing with a rounded G is you're starting to make a G sound, but before you even make that G sound, you're rounding your lips. So it's gua. So watch my lips as I make each sound. Ga, gua, ga, gua. So you notice I'm rounding my lips before I even make the gua sound. So that's why it's a small raised W. It's because it's part of this sound. They're not separate sounds. You pronounce them together. So you say a k sound and then wa, kwa. That's the rounded K, kwa, the regular rounded K. With the ejective rounded K, you're making more of an explosive sound, a forceful sound, kwa, kwa. And then the rounded X, we're going hua, hua. So it's integrated into the sound. It's basically what I'm trying to say here. And also, we already have a regular W, like a regularly sized W, and a glottalized W. So using a regular sized W would kind of interfere. So using this small raised W separates it from the regular W. So you know that these are rounded sounds. Those are rounded velar sounds.